Olson, you tweeted over the weekend, I would love for reporters to ask every Republican member of the U.S. Senate the following question. Should Donald Trump declare martial law? Rick, absent the ability to do that, what do you think the result would be?
All of them would never have heard of Twitter or Donald Trump. They would all be so far in the tall grass that, that trained hunters couldn't find them. This is the kind of thing he has forced them into over and over again because they're too cowardly to face up to his impact on what was their party and is now his party. And so the idea that they would be forced into this situation, it highlights not only their weakness, but the absurdity of his position on this. The idea that we're even discussing in a tangential, ridiculous, silly way the imposition of martial law in this country, it is a diminishment of the entire role of leadership in Washington by every elected Republican. They should be standing up. I mean, the only one of them who's really stood up on this is Liz Cheney. And when you've got almost nobody in the Republican Party willing to say, hey, this talk of martial law, this talk of overturning a democratic, free and fair election is absurd. You don't have a functioning party anymore. You have basically a cheerleading section for Donald Trump, and they are so terrified. Look, it was a great thought experiment because I would love to see the hemming and hawing of everybody from Portman to Johnson to Rubio to Cruz to Hawley to Cotton to Sass, all of them having to try to answer that question. And they would do what they always do. They would suddenly have a meeting. They would never have heard of Twitter. They didn't know Donald who. And they would do the same thing they always do, which is to sort of cower in the face of corrosive absurdity.
And there's a unique embarrassment and anger in the active duty and retired military field, knowing this guy suggesting martial law once wore 3 stars on both shoulders and represented this country in uniform around the world. Both